What if one prayer could change the course of your life forever? What if there was a powerful, ancient prayer hidden in the Bible, one that could help you find peace, restore your faith, and even turn around your destiny? Psalm 6:9 is not just another prayer. It's a battle cry for those who are overwhelmed, a lifeline for anyone in distress. But here's the catch. Many don't realize the depth of its power, or how its wisdom can transform your darkest moments into opportunities for spiritual growth. You see, this isn't just a plea for help. It's a roadmap to breakthrough. In this psalm, you'll uncover a secret that could make all the difference in your journey. It's not just about asking for help. It's about calling on the power of the divine in ways that go beyond anything you've experienced before. Are you ready to discover how Psalm 69 can radically change your life and bring miracles to your doorstep? Life has a way of throwing storms when least expected. One moment, everything seems stable. The next, waves crash in, leaving a person gasping for air. Psalm 69 captures that exact feeling, the desperate plea of someone drowning in life's troubles, crying out for help. It's not just poetic imagery. It's the raw emotion of a heart overwhelmed. When problems pile up and the burden feels unbearable, the instinct is to cry out. And that's exactly what the Bible teaches. Turning to God instead of sinking into despair. Imagine someone struggling financially, watching bills stack up with no solution in sight. The pressure builds, and stress takes over. It's easy to feel abandoned, as if no one sees the struggle. But this psalm reminds us that even when the weight of life feels crushing, there's still a way forward. The act of crying out, of praying, becomes a bridge between despair and divine intervention. Just like a drowning man reaches for a lifeline, faith can be that rescue rope, pulling a person back to solid ground. But here's the real question. Does God actually hear? Or is desperation just met with silence? That's where the next part of the psalm takes an unexpected turn. It reveals something that changes everything. In the darkest moments, when suffering feels invisible to the world, it's easy to believe that no one cares. But Psalm 69 makes something crystal clear. God sees it all. He isn't distant or indifferent. He is fully aware of every tear, every burden, every silent cry. The Bible repeatedly shows that no pain goes unnoticed in heaven. Even when people feel abandoned, they are never truly alone. Think of Hagar in the desert, desperate and hopeless, when God revealed himself as El Roi, the God who sees. That same truth applies today. Whether it's heartbreak, financial hardship, or inner battles no one else understands, God is paying attention. He sees not just the struggle, but also the strength it takes to keep going. When prayers seem unanswered, it's not because they're unheard. It's because something greater is unfolding. So, if God sees the suffering, why doesn't he step in immediately? That's where faith gets tested, and the answer is found in something deeper. Trusting God in the middle of chaos isn't easy. When life falls apart, faith can feel like holding onto a rope that's slipping through your fingers. Yet, Psalm 69 shows that David didn't let go. He called out, believing that God would answer. That's what faith looks like. Choosing to trust even when nothing makes sense. Hope isn't about ignoring reality. It's about knowing that God's reality is greater than the present struggle. Think about someone facing a medical crisis with no clear solution. Fear whispers, this is the end, but faith answers, God has the final say. The Bible is filled with stories of people who refused to let their circumstances define their destiny. From Joseph in prison to Paul in chains, hope was their anchor. Praying, even when the situation seems hopeless, is an act of defiance against despair. But here's the challenge. What if the answer doesn't come immediately? What if the breakthrough feels delayed? That's where the next truth changes everything. Waiting is hard. When prayers go unanswered, doubt creeps in. Did God forget? Is he even listening? But Psalm 69 reveals a powerful truth. God's timing is never random. He answers at the perfect moment, not a second too soon or too late. It may not align with human expectations, but it always aligns with his divine purpose. What feels like a delay is often preparation for something greater. Think of Lazarus. His sisters begged Jesus to come, but he waited. To them, it seemed like silence. To God, it was a setup for a greater miracle. The same happens today. Closed doors, delayed opportunities, unexpected detours. What seems like a denial is often divine positioning. Faith isn't just about believing in God's power. It's about trusting his process. Prayer isn't wasted time. It's the key to unlocking what's already in motion. But in the waiting, how does one stay strong? How do you keep going when life feels unbearable? The answer is found in something most people overlook. When life hits hard, people often search for something to hold on to, something that won't break under pressure. Psalm 69 reveals that prayer isn't just about asking for help. It's a lifeline, a source of strength. It turns desperation into determination and weakness into resilience. The Bible repeatedly shows that those who pray don't just survive their struggles, they overcome them. Picture an athlete training for a marathon. Without proper conditioning, they'd collapse before reaching the finish line. Prayer works the same way. It builds spiritual endurance. Instead of being overwhelmed by problems, a person who prays consistently grows stronger in the storm. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them with divine backing. Every time someone prays, they are reinforcing their trust in God's power rather than their own limitations. But prayer does more than strengthen. It also creates a shield. In a world full of unseen battles, how does one find true protection? That's where the next truth comes into play. Life can feel like a battlefield, with unseen forces pressing in from every side. Fear, doubt, and struggles try to break even the strongest person. But Psalm 69 reminds us that God isn't just a distant observer. He is a refuge, a place of safety when everything else feels unstable. The Bible describes him as a fortress, a shield, a hiding place for those who run to him. Think about a child caught in a thunderstorm, running into their father's arms. The storm doesn't stop immediately, but in that embrace, the fear disappears. That's what God offers. A place of peace in the middle of the chaos. Problems may not vanish overnight, but his presence brings stability when everything else is shaking. Those who seek him don't just endure difficulties. They find supernatural peace in the middle of them. But faith isn't just about seeking safety. It's about declaring victory. And that's where the next step becomes crucial. There's power in speaking faith, even before the answer comes. Psalm 69 doesn't just show a cry for help. It reveals a declaration of trust in God. Declaring faith isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to believe in God's promises despite circumstances. The Bible is filled with moments where victory came after people spoke it into existence. Words shape destiny, and prayer combined with declaration shifts the atmosphere. Imagine someone struggling with fear. They can either repeat the fear or declare, "God is my refuge, my strength, my protector." One keeps them trapped. The other moves them forward. Speaking faith activates it. David, Paul, and even Jesus himself declared truth aloud. Not because God needed reminding, but because faith grows when it's spoken, saying, "I trust you, Lord," even when the situation seems hopeless, unlocks a new level of strength. But faith isn't a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. It needs to be nurtured, strengthened, and lived daily. And that's where the journey continues. Now that you've uncovered the power of Psalm 69, it's time to take action. How will you apply this incredible prayer to your life today? Will you trust that God sees you in your struggles and that his timing is perfect? Will you declare faith, even in the middle of your toughest battles? Remember, prayer isn't just about asking for help. It's about partnering with God in his perfect plan for your life. So, what's stopping you from stepping into this new level of faith? The power of Psalm 69 is waiting for you to activate it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss the next video, where we'll continue to explore more powerful truths that can transform your spiritual journey. Stay tuned for the next step on your path to healing and breakthrough.